A group of veterans knocked on Homer's door. They informed him they were there to teach him a lesson until he rediscovered his filial devotion toward his father. "Bring it on, you old geezers," Homer retorted, shrugging off his jacket. One veteran stepped forward to confront him one-on-one. Homer was utterly outmatched. The veteran toyed with him effortlessly. The next day, Homer obediently showed up at his grandfather's place. The veterans believed the best way to understand each other was to spend time together outdoors. "Any suggestions?" one asked. "Watch a movie. We could walk to the cinema. Or drive. At the very least, we could walk to the best seats. Or sit in the disabled seating." The veterans sighed in frustration at the father and son's lack of enthusiasm. The following day, the group went to the cinema. The screen displayed a dystopian future. Homer exclaimed, "Finally, a movie with this kind of theme," and began listing similar films. The Hunger Games, Edge of Tomorrow, Oblivion, District 9. He went on until ushers eventually came to clear the theater. That evening, they returned for another screening. Just as the movie reached a climactic moment, Grandpa asked Homer to take him to the restroom. He was worried he wouldn't be able to trigger the infrared sensor. Homer waited anxiously outside. He could hear the movie's intense soundtrack swelling inside, but he couldn't leave Grandfather. Torn between duty and desire, he almost rushed back into the theater. Just as Grandpa strolled out, whistling casually. "You were in there for 25 minutes, Homer cried in frustration. "I thought the mirror was showing a whole other movie." By the time they returned, the credits were rolling. The veterans took Homer to the Veterans of Unjust War's base. Homer didn't understand why he'd been brought there. "We're going to straighten you out for good, you little punk," one veteran said. Suddenly, they all turned and pointed guns at him. Homer finally broke. "I love my father," he pleaded, spreading his arms wide before sharing a knowing hug with Grandfather. Back home, the two shared a drink. Then Maggie mentioned that Bart had started vaping, all to impress a girl. Grandpa's ears perked up at the mention of a girl, and he launched into a story from his past. Back in the 1950s, the whole world was your trash can. You could throw away food, drinks, whatever. Tire broke? No big deal, nature would handle it. He was stationed at Springfield Air Force Base, where his job was clearing desert tortoises off the runway. Nights were spent at a local bar. If you broke a speed record and lived, you got a free steak dinner. If you died, your widow got surf and turf. I was trying to hit on the only cocktail waitress there. They called her Sunshine Baby, cause she was yellow and bright. Lisa asked, "Did you get burned if you got too close?" "You got burned? Who's telling this story, you or me?" "I wish it were you." "You guessed it, I was flirting with Sunshine Baby." When Mark showed up and asked her to dance, Lisa's guess was right on the mark. Soon after, Mark was assigned to test fly a new aircraft. Grandpa overheard something he shouldn't have. "That new plane is a death trap." He turned and saw it with his own eyes, but the superiors insisted Mark fly it, effectively sending him to his death. Grandpa hesitated. He wanted Sunshine Baby to see him in a new light. Almost as if possessed, he climbed into the cockpit, strapped on the helmet, and started the engine. Mark asked, "Since when do you know how to fly?" "I've been in the Air Force for over 10 years, you think I didn't learn anything?" In the next second, the plane crashed into the desert turtle on the runway.